Good afternoon. We're back. It's been a few days. Got legs, well, we got hamstrings and glutes today. So we're gonna try out some deadlifts. I kind of got to try out some clean and presses on Friday. Didn't really do a lot of, we did dumbbell clean presses because I was at a gym that didn't have barbells and stuff, but no problems. We really just did hang cleans. Hang clean to press with dumbbells, which is a good movement, honestly. It felt good. That being said, I want to test out the deadlifts, that kind of pulling motion from the ground with barbells today. You know, you could argue it's more of a back exercise, but definitely going to hit the hamstrings and glutes as well. So just going to test those out. We're probably going to, it's going to honestly have to be a pretty quick workout. I've got 2 hours before my next little session, if you want to call it that, work thing. So I've got to be quick with it. We're going to get inside and get warmed up. Make sure we do some foam rolling for sure on that hamstring and glute. As long as we do that, make sure we get a good warm up, we'll be good. But obviously, with the hamstring strain, we're not gonna go super heavy. We're gonna go higher volume. We're just feeling it out, Past few weeks with the leg days, maybe this next week we'll go more intense on the leg days. But I'm not trying to re-injure myself or anything. But that being said, diet's been okay. I keep eating in the middle of the night. What I end up doing is I just track those calories for the next day, and then technically I do stay below 2,800, but I've got to get my intermittent fasting down, man. My weekends are really weird. Like I get into this weird mental state, I notice, where like it all has to do, I think, with the morning routine, because I give myself like a break with the morning routine. And it's one of those things, like I kind of didn't do that this weekend. I don't have it set in stone where I'm doing this consistently. And so that's something I think I'm going to start applying, because it's not that yesterday I actually got quite a bit of walking in. I got on the treadmill and just walked while I was doing stuff. But that being said, I felt there was so much more I wanted to get done yesterday. I just slept in. I slept until like 10 yesterday. I slept in until like 8:30 or 9 today. I wanted to be up at 7, so that's something I think I just got to start getting down, is like a consistent wake up time. I think 7 a.m. it's very solid. It's nothing too unreasonable. On the weekends, people are going to say like, oh, I want to sleep in. That's how I am. But I got to quit doing that, man. With the goals I have, that is not a big sacrifice to make. And it's something that will give me a lot in return. Like an hour of time, or even an hour and a half to 2 hours of time. It's literally like you can't put a price on that. It's something you cannot put a price tag on. It's a limited resource. So that's something I think I'm going to try and start really being hard on myself about, is on the weekends still keep up the same. Because on Monday through Friday I have no problem with it, because it's technically the work week. But like, that means nothing when you're self-employed, man. It literally means nothing. As long as the work gets done when you're self-employed, work hours mean absolutely nothing. So like technically, if I really wanted to, the only work-related stuff where I have to be there for someone else that I can't do all my, calls, or I do some in-person training sessions, just with friends and family. But none of that's till like 5 p.m. If I wanted to, I could sleep till 3 p.m. and start my day then. I could. But I don't, it's such a weird thing, like at the I don't know. I guess it's the way you grow up thinking about how time works. Maybe it's because of school and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, guys, one thing that I can get across to you guys, honestly, this is a good piece of advice for y'all. At the end of the day, you see all these successful people doing all this, waking up at a certain time, doing these ice showers, doing all these different things. But I take the Alex Hormozi approach. If you guys don't know him, go follow him. He's awesome. But you can do whatever you want as long as the work that's necessary to get where you want to go gets done, right? Like, that's all that matters. Now, typically, waking up early and, being, not getting fired from your job, waking up early so you can get a workout and go to work is something that you might have to do. And that's how most people are, but not everyone's like that. So the best piece of advice I can give you is don't just do things because you saw someone doing it online. Like, for example, I hope a lot of you guys are not just like doing these exact workouts, because these are tailored for my goals, not yours, right? And so that's what I mean. You need to figure out what the hell your goal is. I think that's where a lot of people are stuck. They don't know what their goal is. They talk about this all the time, but like, if you don't know what your goal is, you don't know what steps are needed to make sure you're getting closer to that goal, right? You may want that feeling of being more successful, but you have to pick something specific, right? Like, that's something a lot of people don't do. Like, for example, a lot of people say, yeah, I want to lose weight. Well, okay, how much weight do you want to lose? How fast do you want to lose it? Like, you have to set boundaries and rules for yourself, because here's the thing. If you just say, I want to lose weight, okay, cool, don't eat for a week. Goal achieved. Now, obviously, a lot of you are sitting there going like, oh, well, like, no, that's not how well, it's because you're not putting exact goals there, right? The goal is going to tell you exactly what steps you need to take to get closer to it. But a lot of you are afraid of setting concrete goals and concrete deadlines because you don't want to let yourself down. But guys, that feeling of letting yourself down is what pushes you to make sure that you're getting the stuff done. That's called constraint. We talk about this in my Chigel Equation. Constraint is absolutely necessary for you guys to achieve any kind of goal. In order for you to evolve and grow, it's necessary. You have to have that feeling. That's what it's pushing you, right? You have to have something like, for example, like if I accidentally touch the stove, I pull away immediately. Why? Because that freaking hurt. What motivated me to move my hand back? Pain. A lot of the times, guys, pain, suffering, constraint, pressure is what's going to like shape you and teach you like what you need to do, what you need to change, what actions are wrong. And without those lessons, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be very confused. And so stop being afraid of like deadlines, goals, stuff like that. You got to set those. If you don't set those, you're going to be screwed. You're not going to know what you need to be doing, right? That's something I always make sure I clear up with people before I ever get them in my trainings. Like, what exactly are you trying to do? And then we can start giving you steps towards that. But without that, you have no idea what you need to be doing. But anyways, I'll stop preaching. Hamstrings and glutes. Gotta go get warmed up, and then we're definitely gonna start off with some deadlifts. So I'll see you guys on that. I didn't realize how much these were gonna get me, but they're not getting me bad muscle-wise. I don't want to go any heavier than this because I'm just, I don't want to chance anything with this thing. But we're getting like sets of 10 in. I've done like 6 sets, so we're gonna do like 2 more. So we've gotten 60 of these in, which again, it's nothing too crazy with the weight, but I just haven't done deadlifts in a minute. I can definitely tell. It's been like 3 weeks since we've done deadlifts. And again, that's just mainly because of that hamstring. So starting to get those back into the mix. And the hamstring, like I said, it feels fine. I kind of want to widen my stance a little bit, just see what this feels like. Just see what it feels like, since we're fucking around anyways. I feel like my glutes can contribute more. Yeah, it's just the reps are getting me. I haven't done high volume deadlifts like that in a minute, so give it a good like 90-second break. We'll do one more set, and then I kind of want to go ahead and get some hamstring curls in. And then we got for core today, we're definitely probably going to continue with the carries of some way, shape, or form. I don't know what kind of carry we're going to do. Maybe some suitcase carries. I can't remember if I got them in last week or not. But either way, they're really good. With this hamstring stuff going on, I'm going to do a lot of carries, when it's leg day, just because that was the kind of movement that really got it. Like I was sprinting, right? So the big thing there It's just I want to try and mimic and strengthen that area a bit, and obviously that does mean I need to get back into conditioning stuff again too. So that'll start tomorrow, which obviously you guys won't see much of. But another thing I'm doing, I'm kind of stalling right now. I'm sweating, dude. But another thing I am going to start doing is, since I do have a treadmill in my house, I'm going to start trying to get as much walking, as many steps in as I can a day. I really need to get my step counter reset. I have one. I just need to, you know, reset all that shit. But just start trying to work on getting as many steps as I possibly can. Because a lot of my work I can do on my phone or my laptop, which I have a little set thing up there that I could actually put it on top of. I need a standing desk, really, but that being said, it would be really sick. Because I will tell you guys this, like, a guaranteed way to help you burn more fat without extra workouts and without like dropping your calories more is simply just by getting more steps in. Now you can say that's a workout. If you're a really heavy person, it might be a workout, but you know, as you drop that weight, I mean, that's the amount of movement you get in per day really makes a difference. Then we're gonna kind of go sumo for this last set, just because again, it's glute day, so just playing around. We're trying to get that squeeze down. Almost like a tighter grip. There you go, 80 reps. Y'all only saw 2, but I promise. Whew. Anyways, I think we're gonna get at least 3 or 4 sets of some hamstring curls in, maybe laying hamstring curls. All right, we're gonna knock these out real quick and go slow because I'm not using a lot of weight, but I can feel that hamstring strain acting up just a bit. Not acting up, that's not the right word. I can feel it, so I don't wanna push anything. I just wanna make sure I'm working it and getting it some activity. But we'll do 2 sets here. I mean, I've already done a set, so 3 sets total. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get in probably some kickbacks. And then we'll probably cut it for the recording for today, just because my mic is about to die on you guys. And again, like I told you guys, I've gotta be pretty quick here because I got people waiting on me, but that's my B. Like I said, if I get back on that schedule like I was talking about at the beginning, I think that would solve a lot of these issues, but it's feeling better after that first set, honestly. But I still feel it. I don't even know what number I got, but I'm really just trying to wear them out. I'm not trying to push them too much. Give them a little bit more time, just a little bit. Probably 2 weeks from now, like today, 2 weeks from today, we'll probably be good to go. But we'll see. We will see what happens. I'd say that maybe a week. But, you know, for the other workouts, I can still push it. And there are certain movements I can definitely still push it with. But I've just got to be very, you know, like, I'm not doing sprints right now, I'll tell you that. These are fine, I just got to be careful. I can tell, like, they're definitely, like, pulling on it. So I just got to be careful and make sure it's opening back up. Foam rolling. Deadlifts didn't feel too bad. We might be able to start throwing those back in. I don't think that kind of like movement really, because you know, it's a lot of back too, you know, it's mostly back. So, I mean, hamstrings are a part of that and glutes are a part of that, but it didn't feel like it was just like tearing it up. So I don't know. We're going to keep, you know, being, you know, especially on leg days, just be a little bit on our toes about it. I ain't trying to go back into Snap City again. Oh, kind of felt something when I did that right there. It went, oh man. we're done with these. I'm feeling some weird sensations back there. Not necessarily bad, but weird. Hold on. Let's drop it. Like some weird, I can't tell if it's opening up or if it's doing something bad. It doesn't hurt, so it just feels weird. I felt it there. It's like a little popping sensation. Being very careful with it. That was 10. I'm gonna have to message my brother about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It doesn't hurt. I'm fine. It's just kind of sketchy. Anyways, we'll try to glute kickbacks and see if we have any issues with that. All right, I know this is a short workout than typical, but we gotta get this done. And yeah, I already been through my spill. You know why we gotta get this done early. But that being said, I feel like I'm freaking sweating pretty good, man. The pacing is actually helping me add some intensity, but these actually feel really good. So I'm gonna shut up when I do these so I can focus, but we're going like 8 on each side. I've already done 2 sets. I ended up doing another set of those hamstring curls, so I get 4 sets of both of these. Just because I wanted to make sure that we're really like not going too hard on them, but like getting some movement in these areas. And I think this motion might have been the motion that it was almost like, it was weird, is when I was sprinting, it was like when I was landing and as I was pulling. So it was almost like, I don't know, it was such a weird, it was happening so fast, I was sprinting. Regardless, the pain is, you know, where it happened is down in here. But when I push back like this, it feels like it's maybe strengthening my glute in a way that's like helping me from overcompensating with my hamstring, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I know damn well that they're getting a really good squeeze in this and hitting it in a way that I feel like I'm not really been doing a lot of, because I'm not using a lot of weight at all. This feels really like perfect. Yeah, that's like right where I wanted to be. Give it about 10-second little break right here. Shake it out. Breathe. And go again. One more. I want to go up in weight, but I don't want to. At the same time, like, it just feels like I'm getting some good work in here. So we're going to do one more set here and call it. Let me correct myself. After this set, we'll be done recording the workout for you guys. I still got to hit suitcase carries, and then bag work, and then stretching. So should take me a solid 30 to 40 minutes left. But, you know, obviously, I'm not recording that. Maybe at some point I'll try and record those carries. It's just, again, I'll get so out of frame you won't be able to see me anymore. And it's kind of boring to watch. There's not really a huge form to it either. I mean, I guess I could kind of cover that. It's 8. Breathe a second. Very important, just make sure you get a few breaths in before you switch sides. Get the oxygen back in. Okay, that's that. So we got that done, not too bad, but like I said, I still got a lot of work to do, and I think we don't have a lot of time. So I'll see you guys in the car. All right, we're done. Leaving right about on time. I already got my seatbelt on. What am I doing? Oh, not bad. Not a bad workout whatsoever. I gotta say, for how long we've been here, maybe like 2 hours. For a 2-hour workout, that wasn't too bad at all. It was actually perfect. I was definitely sweating like crazy, man. Like absolute crazy. And I don't know exactly what caused that. I think it was just the high volume, which I really do enjoy. It wouldn't be bad to go on a high volume kick for a good month or so, especially while this, his hamstrings recovering and stuff. Just kind of deload a little bit. Deload is on strength, that is. But we'll see. Nothing concrete right now. I think what I want to start doing, man, is like really getting concrete with like my journaling and planning, because I haven't been doing that. And I've noticed a difference. Like, it's just I'm not as organized. And it is affecting like efficiency on a day-by-day basis. And I don't like that. I like to keep moving forward, my G. So, getting the journaling back into the mix. I think that's something I'm going to do today. Every like couple months I do this, like where I'll just get like fed up with what I'm doing. Like I see a lot of problems in the system. It needs to be redone. And I will sit down for like hours and just reset my system so I can be like, so I can resonate with it. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, I think this is going to work better. And I think just lots of, oh crap, I didn't even realize you guys were flipping out on me. Sorry. But lots of doing that over time, I think is what, is what gets you to that point over time of like, when you see people who are having these successful lifestyles, and they're living a way that may be very alien to you, that's probably what happened. Is they're just doing that because that's the, for their goals, that's what the systems they've built in place to get there. And for me, I feel like it's always constantly adjusting, because I'm just coming up with better ideas, or I'm wanting to try something else out, or see if something else works better. And so it is something that is constantly changing, but it has definitely evolved very well over the years. It's definitely something that, it's figuring out what the non-negotiables are. For example, like I said, I think one of the non-negotiables, there you go again, flipping out on me. Sorry, I don't have my bag to keep you guys propped into place. Push you back. Stay still. But, what was I even saying? I don't know, you made me lose my train of thought. I'm tired, I got a lot going on in my mind. I'm gonna journal. I'm gonna get back to my journaling shit. We'll end it with that. But anyways, I'm gonna be recording again tomorrow, because today is Sunday, and to get back into the rhythm of things, because we're doing such a different kind of split that I typically get 3 of the workouts recorded one week, then the other 3 the next week, so you guys can see the full 6 days of weight training. And then on the 6th or the 7th day, typically on Saturdays, I either will do jujitsu, which of course I'm out right now, so it's just a lot of like walking and cardio type stuff. Maybe some hot yoga next weekend, we will see. But big thing is make sure I'm moving, getting that blood a pumping. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we'll about wrap it up for today. I'm about to go get a protein bar, protein shake in, and deal with some clients and get them prepared for the week, since it is Sunday. And like I said, sit down and switch some stuff around. But anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow for chest and shoulders. Peace.